My name is Efrain Alcina and I am an immigration attorney. I have been so for the past 15 years and I work by myself. Not by myself, I have an assistant, but I'm a solo practitioner.
What degree do you have in the profession and how long did it take you to complete your degree?
I have a Juris Doctor, which is a graduate degree. It can take you as little as 7 years to obtain a Juris Doctor because you have to do your 4 years of undergraduate and then 3 years in law school. In my case, it took me a year longer because I went to law school at night. I had to work during the day. So it took me a total of 8 years.
How did you land your position? Describe your career and educational path to this current job.
Well, while I was going to law school, I was working for a company known as Johnson and Johnson. It's a great company to work for. That is the baby products company. It's much more than that. It's really a healthcare company, giant, one of the largest in the world. And I ended up doing immigration by chance because a friend of a friend who practiced immigration became ill and needed some help, and I started helping him. That was back in the year 2000, around August, and ever since then, that's what I've been doing.
What do you enjoy most about your job? What do you like least about it?
Well, I work with immigrants. I help people become legal in this country. Sometimes I help them stay legal if they get into some troubles, and sometimes I can't even help them. It is a very rewarding experience most of the days. It takes a heavy toll, emotional toll sometimes, because you're talking about families and lives, and it is very difficult to do this job without getting emotionally involved to at least to a certain point. So I enjoyed the most the satisfaction of knowing that I've made a difference in someone's life, and what I dislike the most, I guess, is the government red tape. Sometimes, you know what the law says, you know what you have to do, and then after a certain point you just have to sit down and wait for the government to take action and do their part, and sometimes that can be frustrating.
What advice do you have for students who are interested in pursuing this career?
I would advise them to think twice. No, I'm kidding. This is a very it's a very rewarding career. If you become a lawyer, you can do a lot of things. You can get into politics. You can work for the government. You can teach. You can practice law if you wanted to. And even if you decide to practice law, you can do criminal law, civil law, family law, immigration law. My advice to anyone considering a career path would be to really follow what they enjoy doing the most. You're gonna have to wake up every day for the rest of your life to get to work, so it best be doing something that you enjoy doing, and something that you'd be willing to do for free, perhaps.
Could you describe what it means to do it for free?
It's something that you are so passionate and about that you don't have to worry about getting paid for it. When I used to work for Johnson and Johnson, they had a company credo, and that is like a business philosophy. And the way that company worked was that they s- they they did business thinking that if they took care of their clients and they took care of their employees and they took good care of the communities in which they lived and worked, then their product would sell well, and their investors would be happy with the return. And I thought that was a great way of doing business, and I would urge people to do the same. You know, find what you like to do it well, do it from your heart, and you know the money will take care of itself, and you'll be okay. If you put money first, then the rest of your business model is going to be harder to achieve, in my view. If you put people first, and this is a service industry, then
Yeah.
the business will take care of itself. I for one, choose not to advertise. I do my business strictly through referrals of my clients, and it's a good way for me to gauge whether I'm doing things right. As long as people keep calling and keep coming, I know I'm in the right track, and I'm very busy, fortunately. So it's been working, and I intend to keep doing it.
That's cool. Yeah, I agree with you. What courses can an undergrad take to prepare for law school?
Undergrad, that's one of the beauties of law school. You can really get into law school after going through any undergraduate program. So I would suggest something related to what you think you will be doing. In my case, I love working with people. So I did my undergraduate in psychology. I didn't really want to take many legal courses because I knew I was going to take enough of those in law school. So I chose to do other things. People thinking about law school, I would recommend doing some humanities courses, anthropology, psychology, sociology, something that can help you relate better to people, because that's who you're going to be working with and for.
Would you think that political science would be a good track?
That was my original idea, but then I took my first political science class, and I knew right then and there that it was not a good match for me, and because I could do anything else, I switched majors. I switched majors a couple of times before I ended up in psychology. So it could be a good match for law school if the person is thinking of a political career, or perhaps a government employment in the future.
What's the most memorable experience or case that you ever endured?
Wow. I would have to say, after my father passed away at about 5 years ago, in 6. And soon after he passed away, I got a call from one of his cousins whom I never met, and he called me because he had a stepson who was an immigrant who was being detained because of something that he had done many years ago while he was a youngster. And his case had already been heard by an immigration judge. It had been denied. He had been ordered deported. He was still here, detained, and I did the appeal. Initially, we won the appeal. The case came back. He got ordered deported again. He was detained for 2 years. Eventually, he got deported, and we took the case to federal court on appeal. And then after almost 2 more years, we won the case in the court, and they had to bring him back as a resident, and to me that was very significant because of the relationship with my father's cousin, whom I had never met, and I don't know much about my father's family, so it was special in a way. I have to say that's probably one of the hardest things that I've accomplished.